Alright, so we are on to episode number 31, 31 for our friends south of the border. The story thus far, because we're just going to get right into it. The story thus far is this: the primordial island of Chult is doing its damnedest to consume our heroes, Terra, Daedalus, Barag, and Kohl. Wanting nothing more than to return to Baldur's Gate, Valor's Ransom is chasing a legend, the pirate lord Captain Balderon, the original founder of the walled city of Baldur's Gate, and his ship, the Watchful Eye. It disappeared well over a century ago, according to local legend. Having followed a pirate map and having felled a fearsome beast at great personal risk, and with some unexpected assistance from Rocky, the part-time stone companion, part-time golem defender of one Terra High Hill. You found the key, and as you surmise, it is an object which may grant you access to the location of the Watchful Eye. But first, you may camp for the night in order to lick your wounds, refocus your energies, and gather your strength. However, if Valor's Ransom doesn't find trouble, then trouble is sure to find Valor's Ransom. As Daedalus meditated and Terra and Kohl were fast asleep, someone had absconded with the resident dwarf during the night. The group decided that the jungles of Chult were far too dangerous for a night pursuit. But at dawn's first light, Daedalus, Terra, and Kohl proceeded down the mountain, with Kohl and Terra working in tandem to follow your quarry. The trail led to an old temple where you discovered a Yuan-Ti princess, or rather, no, a priestess, because I can read. A race of humanoid serpents, as well as her followers, prepping Barag as a sacrifice.
A princess?
Oh, yeah. Prepping Barag as a sacrifice to the serpent god Dendar. Attempting to use Shrunken Head as a distraction. However, the distraction was foiled by Terra's lack of attention to detail, and as Terra and Kohl celebrated a brotherhood/sisterhood of buffoonery, a new plan was formulated. And so Terra went to speak to Serena, the Yuan-Ti priestess, and convince her that she could acquire a more suitable sacrifice for Dendar, the Night Serpent. After embarking on an impromptu hunt in the jungle, you found a large predatory cat with unique biological features native to Chult. 6 meaty pythons jutted out of its feline anatomy at the shoulder blades. It was a Kamadan. Terra, Daedalus, and Kohl, the three of you made short work of the animal and returned to the temple. Serena, the Yuan-Ti priestess, with a little convincing from Terra, saw the creature as an abomination. A serpent melded with this soft thing. In accepting the new sacrifice, Valor's Ransom was all but forgotten, and the Yuan-Ti continued with the ceremony. However, a still unconscious Barag was disposed of like so much waste into the running river below. You all dived in after Barag, Kohl having been forced to leave Barag's plate armor behind. Valor's Ransom, finally reunited amidst the Whitewater Rapids, plummeted down a waterfall with Daedalus having suffered yet another head injury. Daedalus, I imagine you like David Dunn from Unbreakable. You know how David Dunn's weakness is water? That's you. However, you all managed to make your way to shore. Now covered from head to toe in mud, Barag, finally awakening from his catatonic state, opens his eyes. The first words he says,
"Did I get blackout drunk again?"
"So, Valor's Ransom, you are muck encrusted. The sun is already begun its descent as the day draws to a close. But you are all alive and relatively well. What would you like to do?"
I look at Barag and I kind of, because he's laying down right now, right? Just kind of
he just sat up.
He just sat
He
up.
just sat up, but he's like in these sacrificial kind of undies, these white undies that are now completely, like you guys are head to toe in mud. I need everybody to make a perception roll. In fact.
19.
19.
6. Perception.
21.
21.
15 plus
You notice,
rusty.
and Kohl notices kind of at the same time, he's been heaving around this rather large crossbow. And it looks like sometime after he dived in, he may have lost the crossbow. You don't see it. Neither did, and as you're looking around to make sure you have everything, the crossbow is missing.
Oh. So I look at Barag and I say,
And so is Rocky.
Oh.
in response to his first words, I say, it's nothing that fun. Now, and I kind of give him a once over to make sure that he's like not like bleeding out and that he's like okay generally.
Do you have medicine as a
Not as a
proficiency?
proficiency. I do have a plus. What is medicine? Wisdom.
Medicine is wisdom, yes.
I have a 5 modifier.
Ooh, make a roll.
Let's see. Not good. 9.
9. Okay. I will say this. You do notice that the wound in his neck, you can surmise that he was maybe injected with some sort of venom. Is green and starting to pus, probably getting infected due to the environment.
Well,
And Barag, your neck is starting to, like, you seem okay, your head hurts a little bit, and your neck is starting to really stiffen.
well, that doesn't look too nice. I want to get that checked out.
Well, duh. So anybody wants to tell me what happened?
So as he says that, I'm just gonna kind of like walk along because Rocky fell and we heard a bloop.
You saw him fall right off the side, because he wasn't in the water with you guys, but he was following along the riverbank, and you saw him fall down and right into the water.
So I'm actually gonna go into the water again because I can breathe underwater.
Yeah. Okay.
And search.
Okay.
So I shout to Terra as I see her diving in the water. Could you look for my crossbow while you're at it?
Make a perception roll.
So like right next to me. 15.
15. It's bizarre because as she's preparing to dive into the water, maybe it's because she's covered with mud, but you see almost like skin flaps on her neck kind of open, and like air just go in and close, and she dives right in.
Well, just add that to the list of things we need to address.
They're plentiful.
Yeah. And I look at Brog and I kind of give a very quick slap to the wound where he was injected with the venom. I say, well, it'll be all right for now. Sure.
As you slap it, you see like a stream of green goo just come right out.
Oh.
And then you say, "You'll be all right."
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get that checked out for you. That's oof. Yeah. Okay. And then I walk off towards the edge of the water to try to see if I can semi-observe.
Oh, you are at the edge of the water.
Okay.
You're literally in the mud where earth meets water. In the mud, that's where you guys are.
So I turn around just to kind of semi-observe what Terra's doing.
The water is surprisingly clear. It's pretty clear. You're at the bottom of a waterfall. Very clean water. And you see her. It's odd because she should have come up, and she's still down there. And go ahead and make a perception roll.
20.
20. I will say that you find Rocky slowly making his way up an underwater embankment, up, rolling, but he's kind of stuck as the hardened bottom of this waterfall basin starts to turn softer into more malleable earth. He's just kind of like spinning, almost like a tire in mud. And you do find the crossbow.
So I'm gonna grab Rocky first.
Sure.
And come up and place him on the...
He's heavy.
Yeah, I can surmise that.
Okay, make an athletics check at disadvantage.
Oh. Okay. Can I use halfling luck? On a 1?
Is that a 1?
That is a 1.
Sure.
But technically it would cancel out this one and then I would just use my first roll because it's a disadvantage, right?
You're right, yes.
So 21.
21, alright. You see the rock breach the water, and then you see Terra coming out of the water just underneath the rock, where she heaves it onto the embankment, full of mud, as it splashes a little bit on you guys.
And I'm going to go back down into the water and get the crossbow.
Okay. With that, the 20 that you rolled, you know where it is, so you just go ahead and grab it. I'm not going to ask you to do an athletic check for that because it's just a lot more manageable than a really
giant boulder.
It's
a boulder.
Stone. So you grab the crossbow and you come back up.
And so I kind of like dust the mud off the gills and
sure.
And all that.
Kind of they open and close and get a big.
So I kind of like move my hair around it, kind of like how I hid them before, and walk back and kind of look behind me to see if Rocky's following.
He's following.
And I'm just gonna pat him on the top of his what would be his head. Just walk to the group. With the crossbow in hand.
You found it. Thank you. That was going to be a chore. But,
I'm sure.
You made it look easy.
It is easy.
Does that have something to do with whatever this is? And I kind of like point at my own neck.
What, on your neck? Oh, there's mud on your neck, yes.
No, on yours.
Oh, there's mud on my neck too, yes.
Yes, and something else?
These ones. I've
never seen that on a halfling before.
They're not typical with us. No. It's a long story that I would love to explain now, but we gotta get out of here.
You are right. And I just reach my hand out for the crossbow.
I'm just gonna give it to him.
Sure.
Thank you. And I stow that away, and then I kneel down and put my hand on Brog's shoulder, and I say, "You might have been kidnapped by some Yuan-Ti, and you might have almost been sacrificed in one of their rituals, and we might have floated down a river and over a waterfall to save you, and your armor might have been lost in the process. If that were the case, how would you react?"
Thanks for reading my mind there, Kohl. My armor be lost, how would I feel?
Yeah, if it just wasn't here.
If it just wasn't here, well, obviously I'm not, I look down and I just point to my skivvies.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't have my armor,
Am I coherent enough to see all this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna start backing up away from him.
Sure. No, that's advisable.
And I'm gonna follow Daedalus and
It's gonna be like this.
pass him a health potion.
Oh, thank you.
Now,
What kind?
Now, another question. Who
no,
has my
regular.
swords and my jug, if they're still around? Because obviously, the hint from Kohl is just dead in my face. You lost my armor, didn't you?
well, lose isn't the right word. See, I had your armor. I was carrying your armor for you.
He was wearing it.
Wearing my armor? You wore my armor.
Well, it was you or the armor. Let's put it that way. So
You wore my armor though.
yeah,
You attuned to my armor.
yeah, it worked pretty well. I didn't think it was going to. If I hadn't done that, it would still be at the top of that mountain. See, so I've actually done you a few favors here.
I guess you had to wear my armor. Whatever. I guess.
That armor, if it were still in this Yuan-Ti temple, what would you have to say about that? I mean,
Did we all see it go down?
Nobody saw it.
No. I thought she pushed it.
Oh yeah, she pushed it, but
She
by
did it,
then-
but nobody was. You
by
guys
that
were
time-
already in the water.
Oh, we were already
Yeah,
in the
we
water.
were facing the other direction. So.
Oh, okay.
We might have.
I probably shouldn't have said that out loud.
We did hear a bloop.
No, you did not.
Oh.
we're going back to Baldur's Gate at some point here. There's a lot of good armor there.
Aye, there is. But no one answered my question about the jug and the swords too. Did you also lose those?
I hauled the pack off and I just put it on the ground and I pushed it towards Kohl and be like, "Can you give him his stuff?"
Just someone give me my swords and my jug.
I just kind of look at Daedalus with a little bit of disbelief and grab Barag's bag and just kind of put it in front of him. Now, whatever's there is what's there. I didn't handle this stuff.
And all the gold? The gold that I was carrying?
Yeah, my task was to wear the armor.
As far as I know, everything was in your pack. I grabbed everything of yours.
Okay, so I open the pack and before I look in, I'm like, y'all better hope that my jug and swords are in here. If not, someone might die tonight. And I start going through the pack to see what's inside.
Sure, and as you're going through the pack, you hear,
That's true. Nobody better have absconded with Barag's personal possessions.
Oh, well.
They tried to kill us, Barag. It's true.
Well, what they tried to do to you to kill you, and I look at the pack and I pull them out and hold them right by my
They tried to
face.
use me as some sort of half-assed distraction.
Who?
Terra.
Terra would.
She would. She hates your guts.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Daedalus loves you. So do I.
What time is it?
It is 2:40. No. I'm sorry. It must have been the water. 5:55.
And which way's north?
To the left.
To my left.
Yes.
Which way is my left?
Opposite of right. Jackass.
Awesome. And I gag him and throw him back in the back real quick.
it's a hand check.
That's busted.
With this advantage, because you guys are covered with mud.
Okay.
And he's actually he's hanging off of a frayed rope around your neck.
Okay.
So it's
14 with the
okay.
disadvantage.
You got it on there.
So
Sweet.
I step into the water and try to get as much of the mud off of me as I can.
Yeah.
And
Same here.
Then I come back out, and if he said 5:55 was the time?
5:55. Yes. The sun is now starting to.
Look around. Well, I think we're all well aware of what happens when the sun goes down in this wretched place. So, what would be our next steps here now that we're all alive and aware?
So while he says that, I'm going to pull out the maps and then I'm going to try and navigate where we're at.
Sure.
The
Why don't you go ahead and make a.
Please let me use my navigator's tools.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Well, duh.
So go ahead and make an intelligence check with advantage. Since you have a toolkit and a map, it would be pretty hard for you to get,
Yeah.
turned around.
Yeah.
Evidently, somebody's getting turned around.
28.
Oh, 28. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
All right. So
It's
So you whip out the map. You whip out a small compass, and you start looking at geography and yeah, you know exactly where you are. You know exactly where you need to be. You're about 4 days out.
Okay, so where are we actually on the map so then I can kind of indicate?
You're north. You're right here at this river. You need to get here.
Okay, sounds good. So
In all, it will probably take you. You can guesstimate about 4 days
4 days.
of hard traveling.
And so it would be right along here where this little skull mark is.
You are gonna want to go right here,
Okay.
and you are right here.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? No, I'm sorry, right here.
What's that in the water?
Okay.
Now,
By the Bay of Chult.
do I find my swords and my jug in my pack?
You do.
And how much gold is left? Like, do I have all my gold, or did I lose some gold?
You lost some. Some got jostled around. Sure. You lost 35 pieces of gold.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah, it could be all of it.
Daedalus, man, with the sarcasm. The savagery is real.
Yeah. It's a bit of snark. Snark Hartwell.
So,
Tony Snark. I'm on fire, guys.
and
Or you
so,
could just call me Snarkwell.
oh,
I'm really, really good at it.
Is this how this is gonna go tonight?
I guess so.
Alright.
We're just end the episode.
Yeah. Snark acronyms. Go.
so after I'm done with the maps and navigating, I'm gonna turn to the rest of the group. We're 4 days out.
4 days out, and I have no.
You're in your undies. You're in your undies. Right?
I'm in my undies. We're gonna travel 4 days, and I have no armor.
Well, I mean, it's pretty warm out here anyway.
Oh, you think I give a shit about how warm it is?
Well, I had to wear that armor, and I'll tell you, it wasn't comfortable.
Yeah, well,
I
I'd rather
do.
have it save my ass than be sweating balls, I guess.
You'll be fine.
I'll be fine. You're the one who's wearing armor. I'm in
Well,
my goddamn
Of a
skivvies.
kind. It's, dwarves are hardy. That's what I've always been told. That's what I've heard you scream a couple times.
You're crazy. And I pull out my jug, and I just look at it, and I just whisper ale to it, and just chug half of it.
Sure.
Well, that's a good idea. How about we just sit here and drink for a while?
And I just pass it to you, and it's fresh this time.
Very much appreciated.
Thanks for trying to save my armor, I guess.
And I just give him a thumbs up as I swig the jug back and
good
hand it back to him.
It's probably the best Dwarven ale you've ever tasted.
Yeah,
Very hearty, hoppy.
it's good stuff.
Yeah, I love this jug. I'm glad you didn't lose that too. And I take another swig, and I...
Alright, so the
Much
alcoholics in our group, can we please get a move on? Because I don't want to be eaten alive by the undead.
You want
Where are
it?
we going?
We will be heading... Let me see. So it would be left, so north, actually.
You're
Because...
no. You are going to be headed west.
Okay. So we
No, I'm
need-
sorry, east.
East?
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. So we're gonna head east from here, and Barag, maybe you should wear your pack in the front, so you know.
Oh, so what are you trying to say?
Nobody wants to see the front side.
Well, you're walking behind me then.
No, thank you.
Well, either in front of me or behind me, I guess. Whatever.
So
you're
as
gonna
he
walk behind
starts
me.
talking, I'm
lead.
just gonna start walking east. All right, come
And I
on.
grab her ankle.
Roll an attack.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
That's a hit. That grabs your ankle.
I freaking 27.
I'm gonna ask you just this once. let go of my ankle, please. I am asking as politely as I can.
Fine, but I take lead.
Okay, put your pack in the back.
Okay, that's better. Thank you. Too awkward to walk with the back in the front, so...
You guys remind me of like D and Mac from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. How he always just like reacts with physical violence against her. Like,
All the time.
yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
So I put my pack
He
on my
acts with
back.
physical violence to everybody. Daedalus, me, it doesn't matter. We're not safe.
Yeah.
So I put my pack on my back.
Not very paladin-like behavior.
I know.
Hessia is looking.
Crap.
I wonder if Talos is looking too at this mischief.
I pull out my 2 swords and I'm just like, I gotta be bad already because, you know, I have no armor. So thanks, guys, again.
So, in all seriousness, are we gonna tow Brog around like that for 4 days?
Brog, don't you have like magic words you say? Maybe if you just say it, maybe they'll fly around, come to you, maybe?
I point at Kohl. He has to say it, not him.
Oh, yeah.
If the magic words, he has to say them, and unfortunately they probably changed from when I tuned with it, so good luck.
So, I
wish.
I don't know if we established that, but I say the same words that I've been saying since I tuned to it.
Which were what you heard Barag say.
Right.
You just assumed that was the words that.
Right.
Yeah.
I studied the yeah. So I say the words and I kind of like look around and like wait, see if anything happens, waiting for armor to like just fly out of nowhere.
Sure. So you say the magic words, kind of waiting in the dark. Everybody's waiting. You just hear like the sound of rushing water and crickets. Nothing happens.
Nope.
Well,
Didn't work.
It was worth a try. Now, as punishment, I want you to run all the way down the bank and just yell the magic words all the way down the bank. Now. And I throw a gold piece at his head.
You're always
The more
going
things change, the more they stayed the same, huh?
Let's see. That would be. That's sleight of hand.
I would say yeah, sure.
Okay, so that is 15.
15. Why don't you go and make an attack roll with that?
Okay.
No.
Oh, I was like, I'm not sure why, but sure.
No, it's gonna be contested. So.
Okay, got it.
Strength?
Yeah. No, it's gonna be dexterity.
Oh, well, that still works for me. That's beautiful.
Show
But
off.
without your proficiency, because you're not proficient in coin tossing.
13, 14, 15, 16.
All right. So he's just a little bit quicker than you. You put your hand up, but right in the forehead, you get nailed with a gold doubloon.
So I kind of maintain eye contact with him and like lean down and pick up the gold piece and slip it in my pouch. Ah, see, the armor's made you a little lighter, a little faster there. It works, right? Or the lack of armor, rather.
Maybe, but you too probably. So,
Well,
get right in, amigo.
this is for the gold piece, not because you told me to do it. And I walk down the shore.
You've been hired as a bounty hunter.
That's
On
right.
A job.
It's a contract. It's an easy
it's a
contract.
for sure.
And,
So, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I walk all the way to like the opposite end. In fact, I'll just say I do like a round of this
Sure.
lake or this pond, whatever it may be, and just continually say the words and then like pause for a moment and then continue on.
Sure. So you go around the embankment. You stop. Then you go 10 feet. You yell it. You stop, and this goes on until you reach the end of the embankment, and nothing happens.
So I return. Nope.
Worth a try, I guess, and well, easy
Worth a
gold
gold
piece
piece.
for you. Yep.
Now
So,
the sun has set as you guys are looking for armor.
Sweet.
as the sun's setting, I'm going to turn to Rocky and kind of get down to his level. Hooligans, I say. hooligans.
What do you guys do?
Let's get the hell out of here.
Where do we go exactly?
She said east.
I will say this. You notice from your limited time here in the Yuan-Ti territories of Chult, there doesn't seem to be dinosaurs during the day here. Nor does there seem to be undead at night. Some volcanic activity, subterranean volcanic activity. Perhaps that has something to do with that. Maybe that's why that keeps the undead away. Maybe that's why it keeps the dinosaurs away. Maybe that's why the Yuan-Ti has made their base of operations, as it were, their territories, here in this particular section of Chult. You're not really sure.
Is there any way we could just since there's nothing around here, can we sleep for the night?
I would say we should stay over by the bay, closer to the water, for the time being, and maybe we can get these bones out to sea like you wanted.
Bones? The hell?
Long story, but we found, and I'm gonna kind of choking on my words just because being a sailor and all. Someone from Balderon's crew, his first mate. We have his bones, and he wished to be laid to rest out with the rest of the sea dogs out at sea.
Oh, this isn't the sea, and I point to the water. So
It's a bay.
it's not sea, though.
Is it considered a sea?
I mean,
It technically is.
yeah, it's a bay, so it goes out to the Shining Sea. So yeah, that
Yeah.
could be considered the sea. Yeah.
How about you wait for open waters?
I'm gonna do this now.
Whatever. But I'm not protecting while you do that. So I'm gonna take nappies.
Did I keep that letter?
You did, yes.
I did. I'm trying to figure out if Sean kept the paper.
No, I have it.
Okay.
Let me grab it. Hold on.
So I pull out the case with the scroll in it that we found in the cave, and I just hand it over to Barag and I say, read that at your leisure. That explains the bones and some other things. Might be worth our time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna walk towards the beach area where the sand is,
Sure.
and kind of move my hair, tie it up, let the gills kind of do their thing before I go in with the bones.
Okay. As you prepare to go into the waters of the bay, you do see kind of stirring just underneath the surface.
Of the water?
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna actually... Can I tell whether it's just the stirring of the water or if it's an animal?
Make an intelligence check.
15?
15? It looks like there's something just underneath the surface of the water. Moving. And it seems, when you kind of walk to the left, it seems to kind of follow you. And just ever so slightly, you see this large chunk of bright pink coral kind of breach the water.
Maybe on second thought I'll do this in the morning. And I just put my hair back down and cover the gills again.
Okay. As you kind of turn around, you see more of this coral humanoid, this golem, kind of made with small sea life, crustaceans, barnacles, bright coral, in a kind of humanoid shape, completely raised from the water, but it doesn't seem to leave the water itself. but it is staring at you. Then off to the left, you see another one slowly breach, come out of the water, and stare right at you. If you can consider it staring, it's hard because there are no actual eyes, but it seems like their attention is on you.
So I kind of nudge Terra and I lean over and I whisper to her, "Yeah, we tried fighting those. It didn't go so well, and just don't go in the water."
So I'm gonna kind of hold my hand up to Barag and go back to camp. I'm gonna see what they want.
What they want? They want to kill you. That's what they did to us when we tried to go in the water.
I'm not gonna go in the water.
It doesn't matter. Just don't convene with them. It might end up really bad for us.
So is Rocky with me? So I'm just gonna sit here for a little bit. Go back to camp. It's gonna be okay.
Okay. And maybe just burn the bones.
So
I quickly walk away and back to the other two.
Sure.
So I kind of just sit in the sand.
So as you take a seat, you see them both rushing to the shore. Roll initiative.
Is it just all of us?
No, just her.
Just her.
She's alone right now.
20.
20. I need a pencil. Thank you. Okay, you definitely won that initiative, so you get to go. That's not Terra. That's Barag.
No,
On the initiative tracker,
go
there you
first. Even though I'm not there. No, I'm joking.
Golems. All right. So
Quick question.
yeah,
I forgot armor class without armor.
sticks 10 plus your dexterity modifier.
13.
Yeah.
Crap.
All right. So
That's gonna be fun.
a bit here. Okay, so you go first, Terra. You see these two constructs made of living barrier reef, living coral, octopi kind of peppering their form, small crabs, barnacles, as they charge at you.
I am actually going to dash back to the camp.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm gonna do that. and as I'm running, I'm gonna say, "You were right, Barag. They're not friendly at all. Fuck diplomacy."
So as you're running, you kind of look over your shoulder and you see them both now completely out of the water, but not far away from it, and they just are kind of like banging their fists, as if making sure that they get the message across. This is their home. This is their territory, and you are the intruder.
And do I see her running towards me now?
She make a perception roll because she did yell for you.
Yeah. 10.
10? I would say yeah. You hear.
And I just look at her and I just start chuckling and I take a swig of ale and say, "I told you so."
The Rocky's kind of following you.
Told you shouldn't have went anywhere near the water. They are definitely not friendly. Nor will they ever be, so...
I need a nap. I'm done. I'm done with this island. I am done with everything. I'm done. Terra's done. I'm out.
I concur. I need a nap too.
Not everything's a pet, Terra.
This freaking island took my armor. I need a nap.
Terra's so naive.
This sucks, man.
Is she back now? And so she says that. I look up and say, "Yeah." She gets it.
It was nice to me in the beginning. It's not nice before now.
Yeah. All right. So, do you guys make camp?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And I'm actually gonna kind of make kind of like a little separate bonfire next to
Okay.
so that we can ashes for the bones and all that.
Sure. As you are kind of making the separate, essentially what's a pyre for these bones, Rocky kind of rolls into the fire for a little bit.
Oh my god.
Good boy, Rocky. Good boy.
As she's doing that, I'm going to take what's left of the ale in my jug and actually, like, basically pour a circle around, like, as far away from the fire as I can, like
Sure.
a big circle around us.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take like a piece of wood or something, and then like a makeshift torch, and light it, and kind of keep it as far away from the ale as possible, and kind of stick it right in the middle.
Okay.
And just keep and lay down next to it and just kind of chill out.
Okay. So as you're kind of laying down next to this makeshift fire, Terra's kind of preparing the last rites for this fallen sailor of Balderon's crew. You're laying down and you feel a very hard but warm nudge right next to you, and you look over at Rocky. Now realize you are in your skivvies. and
Yeah.
It's cold.
There, Rocky. That's quite nice, actually.
It actually is. It feels like you're sleeping almost on a heater. It's quite comfortable. Very tolerable.
I'm kind of just tap him on the head as lightly as possible because I don't want to like burn my head.
No, he's not like red hot. No. He was just in there long enough to retain a little bit of heat and then come right back out.
Awesome. So I just kind of put him on and say, "Thank you, Rocky. I appreciate it." And I kind of just
So I
close
kind
my eyes.
of turn around and seems he likes you.
Yeah, I'm glad he does because, well, kind of cold, freezing without my armor.
So as he says that, I'm gonna pull out the what is it actually? It's in there, but I do have a fur coat that we made from the Yeti skin from.
Oh yeah.
So I pull that out of my pack,
Sure.
and then as Barag's about to close his eyes, I just kind of put it over him and Rocky.
Okay.
I kind of just like kind of clutch onto the fur coat
It's nice and toasty.
and I just take a big yawn.
Yeah. Because her bag is an extra dimensional space, so she's not even. It's not even wet. It's dry. It's completely dry. You've got the stone that's heated, and it's almost the first time since you've been on Chult that you're like, other than the tavern that Kohl destroyed. It's the first time that
Not completely.
it's the first time that you feel comfortable.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So I kind of just close my eyes after a big yawn and I go to nap.
Your neck hurts.
Yeah.
It's hard to get very comfortable with that sort of injury, but you managed to get a little relief.
Yeah. Did anybody set up a watch, by the way? No.
I'll
asleep
take
now.
first watch since I'm doing the last rites,
Sure.
and
I'll wake up for third.
actually,
Okay.
I think I might have something. 1 second, because preparation is key, and I should have had this earlier.
Who wants to go next and watch while she figures out what she wants to do?
You're going third? You said?
Yeah, I'm gonna go third.
So, and she's first? Oh, I'll go second.
You go second?
Yeah.
Okay. Barag is third and Daedalus is last.
I'm gonna meditate during her watch.
I think I still have it.
Essentially, if you wanted to, you could meditate through her watch and the very first part of Kohl's watch, and then just stay up for the rest of it.
Yeah.
'Cause all you need is 4 hours of meditation. Does it help?
Okay, I do have it. Okay,
Should you choose to? It's up to you.
do I see, I mean, is it obvious that the wound is getting really infected?
It's infected.
So, after I put on the Yeti blanket thing, I'm actually going to pull out the aloe salve that I have, the ointment,
Sure.
and kind of just pat it around where the wound is
Sure,
to hopefully...
Make a medicine check.
Just remembered I had that too. An inspiration for that one, my good sir. Not using that dice again. Jinx myself. Oh my god. 10.
10.
Yeah.
It looks pretty swollen. There's a lot of fluid. You think that perhaps a combination of the salve and draining it would probably be ideal for him to heal. But in order to drain it, you would have to cut it open.
Barag, just how tired are you right now?
You were just starting to fall asleep as she starts poking at your neck.
What would you want? Trying to sleep.
This thing's bad, and personally, this is just from experience of seeing stuff like this, out on the sea, and I'm starting to talk too much. I need to cut it open.
Alright, put your dagger in the fire. Sterilize it. Do it.
It's Frostbrand dagger, so it's sterile because it's frozen.
Yeah.
So
Fancy.
Oh, good thing I didn't lose my Kohl dagger, and you're nice and warm. Thanks to Rocky.
I am. Thank you again.
So,
I miss my armor though.
as he says thank you, I'm gonna stab him.
Aww.
I'm gonna stab him and start cutting it.
Go ahead and make. I'm not gonna make this. This is gonna be more of a finesse move. It's gonna be
Sleight of hand?
sleight of hand.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's not an attack. I'm letting her do it.
Yeah,
so
no,
it's
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Go
No,
for it.
It's gonna be more finesse here.
Yeah.
Control.
Oh, yes.
24?
So easily enough, you take the Frostbrand dagger. You see where the fluid has kind of accumulated under his tough dwarven hide, and you take the dagger, and as you poke it and you push down, you see the crystallization of ice on his flesh. It actually even crystallizes the fluid underneath, and you're able to just stick your finger and pop it all out.
So as I do that, I'm gonna actually turn to Kohl, because I know he's basically squeamish.
Yeah.
And be like, look, Kohl! And point my finger at him with, like, the grossness.
It's almost a golf ball size.
Yeah.
It's a golf ball size, basically a frozen pustule of pus.
Is that your idea of fun or something? And I just like roll over in my bedroll and try to sleep and not look at what she's doing.
I'm gonna use my stealth, actually, right now.
Sure.
Oh.
8, no, hold on, 6. Is that 6? Yeah, it's 6. 21?
Jesus Christ. All right, 21. What's your passive perception?
It's definitely not that. It's
10 plus your
15.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think you're pretty hidden.
I'm actually gonna put the pus ball right by his neck
Oh, shit.
and just kind of nudge it towards him as he turned over.
Sure.
And I'm gonna just sneak right back.
Okay. I will say, with that high of a stealth roll and his as low as his passive perception is, and it really isn't that low, but she's just
Relatively.
yeah. I mean,
Ninja.
yeah, she's essentially a ninja. She leaves her mark.
Okay. So I'm just.
Barag's biological matter on your neck.
Is it touching me? Do
You've
I
been
feel it?
bukkake by Terra and Barag.
Do I feel it? Like, is it touching me? Or
I'll say after a few minutes, yeah, you feel it. You're like, oh my god, why is it so cold on my neck? And then you go to reach for it and you stick your fingers in it.
so I get up and
At this point, I'm rubbing the aloe now, like around the wound.
Sure, yeah.
and
Barag, you're watching all of this transpire. And for a second, you even lose sight of Terra. You're like, whoa, wait a minute, she's standing right there. She completely pulled a Batman on you.
I kind of just sip what tiny little bit of ale I have left.
and then I just kind of like close my eyes, and then do I feel her?
Then you feel her, yeah. A few seconds later, you feel the ointment being applied on the wound.
I kind of jump and freak out a little bit, like. So I'm like, who the hell is there?
You open your eyes and it's Terra.
What the hell? Shh. Okay.
I put my finger up to my lips and just go, shh.
Alright. You kind of scared me now.
You're welcome.
Now just close my eyes again and try to go back to sleep.
So they're over. You're around a torch of some kind.
He's he's over by a torch that he kind of put up.
Okay. And she's with him.
She's with him right now.
Okay. So I just stride over there, and the torch is like in the ground or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, so I stride over there. I yank the torch out of the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and I just heave it into the water, and just look at. I get down to like their level, and I look at both of them, and I just give them a really wide tiefling sharp-toothed grin, and just turn around and walk back and move my bedroll like 10 feet from where it was, and just like further away, and then lay back down without saying a word.
Sure. Fuck, man. There's your inspiration.
As he does that, I'm just gonna yell out, "Don't lay on the fucking ale, you idiot!"
So yeah, Kohl just has a shit attack and grabs the torch and just throws it into the water and moves his bedroll.
He basically threw a tantrum.
I try to sleep.
Yeah.
Just don't lay on the ale. I don't care if you're trying to sleep.
I just mutter something in infernal, just loud enough for him to hear it, and to roll over.
So you just hear.
You hear the stupid gibberish from him? Oh, I said that out loud, didn't I? Oh well.
Alright.
And then I'm gonna get up and make another freaking torch. Since Kohl decided to throw mine, I gotta make another one now.
Okay, make a nature check.
So I kind of just pat him on the back as he yells. Alright, you're done here. I'm gonna go back to my thing.
Hold on 2 seconds. I don't use nature very often.
Oh, thanks.
7.
7.
Yeah.
You find a piece of wood that you think would serve as a torch.
Great.
It's a little waterlogged, so you're having a problem getting it to catch fire.
Mm-hmm.
And as you are, kind of playing with the fire and the wood,
Great.
you lose your footing. I need you to make a dexterity check of 13 to not fall into the fire.
Natural 18.
Natural 18. Okay, so for a second you lose your footing. Like, whoa! But you manage to catch yourself before falling into the flames. But you have this piece of somewhat waterlogged wood, but you don't find any other wood around.
And it's not on fire, I take it.
It's just starting to kind of smolder, but it will take a long time to actually dry out and catch.
So I will leave it close enough to dry out, but not close enough to catch on fire.
Okay.
To the fire, and then I will nudge Terra. I am going to try to sleep now. So, you should probably find a serviceable piece of wood for a torch. And also, I don't know if you noticed, but I poured ale around here. So, there's your hint. Find a torch, light it, and if anything shit goes down while I'm asleep, light the ale. And I go to bed.
We'll say that your neck doesn't hurt as much as it did. You had a lot of tightness, but just having the foreign matter excised from your neck, you've got a little bit more mobility, and with the freezing effect of the blade, it's kind of numbed that area. So you feel a little better, but tomorrow you're going to be feeling it.
Yeah.
But overall, though, you feel like you've got a little bit more mobility than what you've had. But it will take some time for it to fully heal.
And then I just look at Terra and kind of nod to her and try to tuck back under the forecoat with Rocky.
Sure. By this time, Rocky kind of leaves your side and goes back into the flame. He's cooled off quite a bit.
Yeah. Bye, Rocky.
Okay. So that was your first. That was first shift, yes.
I'm starting my first shift now after.
After the procedure.
Yeah. So after basically once everybody's asleep and I see that Daedalus is doing his meditation.
Sure.
I get the bones and put them into the fire.
Okay.
And I start to actually sing an old shanty that we did on the ship that I was with.
Mm-hmm.
And so she'll just sing like really low in a way that she hopefully doesn't waken it. Doesn't get Daedalus out of his meditation or anybody wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning, hooray we heave ho, and up she rises early in the morning. As the bones are burning.
Sure. And as you're singing this tune that you've sung 1,000 times on the bow, the deck of a ship, your heart kind of swells. It's a bit sad, but at the same time, it's a bit uplifting. And you look up to the sky and you could swear that you see a little star just kind of glint that normally you are very familiar with the stars. That particular star does not really glint, but as you finish the last note of that hymn, that pirate hymn, you do see that little shine of starlight as the last of the bones turn ashen.
So I'm just gonna
take your inspiration.
Thank you. So I'm just gonna lay back and look at the star and you're back with your crew. Hopefully I'll get back to mine soon.
Alright. So make a perception roll for your first shift.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
For you.
Yeah, you sit through, and unlike most evenings on Chult, because of where you are, the quite quiet, and it's very unusual for you. However, there is an extraordinary amount of snakes.
So, as I look at all the snakes, I'm gonna do what Barag told me to do. So, I'm actually gonna. Can I look for a stick suitable so that then I can put it into the fire that I have next to me?
You can grab one of the sticks.
Okay.
In the fire.
So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna light where he directed me to, where the ale was.
So, kind of lights up around the camp.
Is Kohl caught in that? Because he moved his...
No.
Okay. Darn it. It would have been funny shenanigans.
Anyway, as you're not trying to hurt and maim your team.
Set people on fire.
Yeah.
First you got a ball
It's
of
funny,
fuzz.
right?
Yeah.
Alright, so, second watch.
That would be me.
Alright, Kohl, you see a very low fire around the camp as Terra wakes you for your shift.
What's the fire for?
Snakes. Good luck. And I just pat him on the back.
And so this fire, I'm within
Yeah.
the borders of it? Okay.
Yeah, it extends around the camp.
Okay. So I take out my, I just kind of shrug and take out both of my firearms and just start to clean and polish them, even the one that doesn't work.
Yeah,
So.
I will say, I was actually going to mention that as well. Coming off that river, the rapids, and then into the mud, you are going to have to literally take apart your whole gun, clean each piece, and then put it back together. That will take your whole your whole evening, not your whole evening, but your whole watch.
Okay. And-
Take it because you're not doing any repairs.
Mm-hmm.
You can take it apart very quickly. I mean, you've been practicing this for a long time. You can do it blindfolded. That's not even an issue.
Okay.
So that's why it's only going to take your shift. Otherwise, if you had to repair something, that would be like a whole night's work.
Right. So I'll do that with both of them if I can.
Sure.
So.
Sure.
Cool. And perception?
Make perception roll.
Alright. 20.
20. Much like what Terra reported, a lot of snakes. For the most part, harmless. Every once in a while, you'll see one that maybe has bright colors, and you're a city guy, but you've always been told that insects or snakes with reptiles with bright colors usually means poison. So you just kind of like, hit your boot to the ground and try and scare it away, and you do. They don't seem aggressive as they seem more curious than anything. But your watch comes too close.
Yeah.
Their watch.
Aye, Barag.
Alright. Ron Kohl wakes you for watch number 3.
Don't tell me you threw the torch in the water again.
No, not yet. I just kind of roll him with my boot to nudge him up.
Nah, fine. I'm up. Go to bed.
Cool. And so I just collapse right where my bedroll has been.
Sure. So, Barag, you do notice that when you wake up for your watch, the ring that you had put around the camp with the accelerant had been fired up, and it's now just ash. It's a ring of ash around the camp. It is dead. It is the dead of night right now. I need you to make a perception roll.
As I look at like the ash ring around it, I just kind of think, I told her to light it in case of emergency. Do I see, is there still snakes or no?
That's what this perception roll is for.
Oh well, yeah. As I see that, I'm just like, really? Natural 18.
Natural 18. Yeah, you do see that there's a high level of serpentine activity around the camp. And as you're kind of looking around, Daedalus, you've been up for a couple of hours now.
Yeah.
You broke your meditation. Your slots are fully restored. And your hit points are restored as well. And you saw Kohl when you woke up. You saw Kohl kind of buttoning up his guns as he was just finishing up cleaning them.
Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of look around the camp, and really there's not much I can do. I have enough spells, and I just want to know how bright is the campfire?
It's not very bright at all. It's coming down to embers now.
I cast prestidigitation and light it back up.
There you go. All right.
As I see the snakes, I'm gonna just bring both my swords to the ready and just start chopping heads off,
Hacking away.
hacking away at the snakes
All right.
as
I look
many
over
as
him
I
like,
can.
You think those will taste good?
You know me too well, Daedalus. Time for some snake dinner.
Like barbecue.
Or breakfast. I don't know which one it is.
I don't think I've ever seen Daedalus this excited.
Daedalus is
Gator
always
snakes.
excited about food. Always. Not about water,
All
but
right.
food.
Barag too.
So Barag and Daedalus go on an impromptu snake hunt in the middle of the night. Nothing can go wrong. So I will say that you have managed to fell. Oh my God! Believe it or not, one snake.
Oh.
Just hacking it.
The others are just too fast for you. But you do get a very large snake, probably about a 7-foot snake. You manage to chop its head off, and you see the body just kind of coil as the head comes off.
Sweet. And I'm just like, time to cook him.
Alright.
So I skin him and
Now, I will say that is going to take you beyond your.
oh,
I
actually.
mean, you the hunt and the kill.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can definitely do that during your watch. But to skin it and cook it, all that's going to go into Daedalus' watch. But you can do it.
Have fun, Daedalus, and I throw it at him. I guess I don't want to skin it
Okay.
after all.
I'll.
Save me some.
I will. So I take out my dagger and I just kind of.
All right. I need you to make a. This is going to be a nature check.
Yay.
Now you know what? This is cooking a wild animal. Let's make this survival.
Damn.
17.
17. All right. You managed to gut it. It's a little different than gutting a fish, but you managed to gut it. And you take out the venom sac and the fangs, and yeah, it's a really nice long piece of white meat.
Okay, the venom sac and fangs. I'm actually going to keep those.
Okay.
So just how many?
Just add that to your inventory.
So like just 2 fangs, right?
Yes.
2 fangs and 1 sack.
Two fangs and 1 venom sac.
You don't know when it might come in handy.
Yeah, that's true. So you cook it.
Yeah, and after I cook it, I cut it in half.
Mm-hmm.
Half I eat. It's like half I eat for myself.
Mm-hmm.
The other half I keep for Barag in the morning.
Okay.
It might be cold, but
Sure. With a roll that high, I would say you've done a pretty good job. All right. So, and then the sun begins to rise. You've got a little bit of a cold breakfast waiting for you, but it is tasty. He's done an admirable job with what you hunted.
so I hand him over when he wakes up. I hand him over that half a snake.
Snake on a stick.
Oh
There you go.
yes. I just take a big bold bite out of it, and I just stick it in the ground real quick, and I just start clapping. Yes,
Tastes like chicken.
this is amazing. I
Yeah.
love it. Ah,
All
And
right.
Valen's like,
you're our official cook now.
oh.
Dun dun dun. And I take another bite out of it, and I just kind of sit on my bottom and kind of just think, and just I close my eyes and just say a little prayer to Hestia, and just again I kind of reminisce about Talvis, and I kind of clutch what is the ring that he wielded when he was still alive.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you guys do as you all kind of rise to the morning?
Actually, I think Terra is gonna still sleep for a little bit with the boulder, with a very warm boulder.
With a very warm rock.
Yes.
So you're the last one up.
All you're gonna hear is.
That's your job, Kohl. And I just turn my back to her and just
I
keep
hear her
eating.
snore, and I was like, it's too bad there's no way to record this.
You don't know what recording is.
Record like a.
Oh,
Who says magic can't do it?
But you don't know what is the concept of that.
I take
It's
out
my way to just basically capture a sound.
I
Too
take
bad
out
nobody
my
knows the way.
notepad that I use to keep notes on like
He
bounties
just
and stuff.
invented VHS.
I can record anything you like. I don't know how to do that though. She's just kind of. She's a deep sleeper, huh? And I'd kind of like roll her a little bit with my boot and see if she wakes up at all. How close to the water are we?
Pretty close.
We close. So I just kind of like. I want to try to like drag her very gently and just like right into the water, like on her back, so she'll like float or maybe sink. I don't know.
Sure.
But just kind of very slowly but surely into like right on like the edge of the water, just like where it's a couple feet deep.
Okay. What's your passive perception? It's your 10 plus your wisdom modifier.
Ooh. believe it's 15,
15?
total. Yeah, 15.
I'll say this is going to require stealth more than anything.
Okay.
So you want to be as quiet and as gentle as possible. So go ahead and make a stealth check.
Here we go.
You know the number to beat.
That's gonna be 14.
14, and your passive perception as well.
15.
15. So as you're sleeping, you open up one eye and you see Kohl with this mischievous smile on his grin, looking down at you and looking at the water by the waterfall, and then looking down at you. And when he looks down at you again, you're looking at him.
Time to wake up, and I just like drop her legs and walk away.
Alright, so you guys have a 4-day journey. This is going to be decided by a series of skill checks.
Yay!
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
My favorite.
So, day number 1, who wants to take it?
I will.
Okay, daytime? Alright. Barag, as you begin your journey east, Terra with the map in hand, you notice a giant cave sloth, probably about 13 foot tall, a few tons in weight, heavier than most, because it is giving birth to a baby cave sloth. However, it's a breech birth, and it's having quite a bit of trouble. So your task is, how do you deal with this? What skill check are you going to use?
Survival.
Survival?
Yes.
Okay. So how are you going to use that to get your group past this very protective cave sloth, very dangerous cave sloth?
I'm going to make it seem like I'm going to basically have scent go in one direction to attract the cave sloth away from where we're going.
Okay. Make it a nature check. Oh, you know what? A general intelligence. Make it a general intelligence check.
Shoot. Even worse.
Yeah, you think it'll work.
Am I able to trade in an inspiration for that?
Sure.
Okay. I want an inspiration for that. Please.
Alright, so go ahead and reroll.
Not that one. I don't know what
What'd you roll?
fucking shit. Literally fucking shit, so don't even worry about it.
You know what? You're even more convinced now more than ever that this is a good idea.
You wanna know what I rolled before? I rolled a 5 before and with minus
Okay.
1 intelligence before.
So now you're going to roll your skill check. But because you rolled so poorly on your intelligence check, it's going to be at disadvantage.
So now I'm rolling for my survival check, right?
So now you're going to... Is this the skill that you want to use? To
Yeah.
get, okay, yes.
Survival
Your
to attract the scent
Yep.
one direction, and we're gonna go the other direction,
Sure.
east, and I want to go away from it. A nat frickin' 20, of course.
Okay, alright. So you managed to lay down a scent that
And
you
a
think
19. So.
it would be attracted to. The only problem is that this cave sloth is not going anywhere trying to give birth to this baby cave sloth that is breached. But what you did attract with the scent is a pack of giant hyenas. And as you guys run past the cave sloth that is giving birth, the giant hyenas see the cave sloth giving birth to this breech baby, and they descend upon it,
Oh
ripping it to shreds and eating its insides as it's trying to give birth. Alright.
Well, everybody,
The end.
Yes.
that solved that problem. Let's keep going.
Brilliant.
no! God damn you,
So
bro!
as you guys are running, you guys look over your shoulder and you just see this pack of giant hyenas just ripping this giant cave sloth to shreds.
Terra, what if that was you getting torn to shreds? Better that than us.
But it's a baby.
Terra would be less
As
sad
woman-
if it was us.
Either way, it was gonna die, so either way, death was upon them.
Alright,
Farewell.
so who's taking the evening of day one?
I will do that.
Evening. Weird. There's no undead.
Cool.
So how are you going to...
I'm even not seeing any undead. It is like cold comfort for Kohl. I think he's very
It is.
suspicious of this place, and even that he's not even convinced that there is an undead at this point.
You always have to be ready for a shoe to drop on shore.
Right. So that being said, am I just choosing something generally to do, or?
Choose one skill. Can't be survival, because Barag used it.
Right. Okay.
And you just want to get your group to the morning.
Okay.
You want to travel through the evening, leading the way.
So I will use.
Depending on the roll, something may or may not happen.
Okay.
But on this particular section of island, it doesn't seem like there's any undead activity.
It's almost more suspicious
Yeah,
to him that
it's,
there's no activity.
it's like the calm before the storm.
Yeah, so with that in mind, he's going to use his keen sense of perception to just keep an eye out for anything at this point that could jump out, or is even any unusual noises or smells, because it's
Sure.
like too quiet sort
Yeah.
of situation.
Okay.
So, 28.
So as you are trudging through the jungle several times, you, with your night vision, you are able to kind of sidestep potential danger in the form of general wild animals. The presence, you note, of serpents seems to be thinning as you continue east.
Okay.
So, it's the next day, it's morning. Who's going to take the next...
I will.
Okay, you're going to take the next challenge?
Yeah.
Alright, so, as you're walking,
God dang
I'm
it.
not going to tell you what it is, but I need you to make a skill check roll. Tell me what skill you're going to use to get your group.
I'll use animal handling.
Okay? But there's no animal threat specifically.
Oh, god dang it. Oh, I ruled out something. Could I use stealth?
What are you hiding from?
Whatever is there?
You don't see anything, you're just trying to get your group through to the evening. You don't see any immediate danger.
Do I see like any dinosaurs or anything nearby?
Not on this.
Not on that
No,
side?
not in this section of Chult.
Shoot! This does not make this fun. Okay, I'll use nature
There you
then.
go. Sure.
I'll use my nature.
So go ahead and roll a nature check.
Halfling luck.
Okay.
25.
Alright. So as you are deftly avoiding questionable terrain, you manage to skirt a very large patch of quicksand. You notice as you're walking down this particular trail, there's no vegetation, and that's an automatic red flag. So you stop the group, you check the terrain, and sure enough, it is deadly quicksand, and you manage to get the group around that patch of quicksand. Well done. So, the evening. This time there is danger. Form of giant bats. Wingspans 30 feet long. Night hunters. Agile and deadly. And they thirst for warm, soft ones. Daedalus Hartwell, you're the last one to not do a skill check. But with your night vision, with your elvish eyes, you do manage to point out these giant bats. The night sky is almost filled with them. Hundreds of them in the air. How are you going to get past this?
Well, I don't suppose I could deceive my way through it. Because they're bats, it's not like I can talk to them or anything.
True.
So I guess I was going to try then use acrobatics to get our way through this.
So go make an acrobatics check.
Figures I'm the only one that didn't get any inspiration. I rolled a 2 plus 4, so that's 6.
6? Alright. Unfortunately, you managed to get nabbed by one of the large bats. Guys, you see him as he's pointing out these bats in the sky. One of them grabs him by the arm and starts flying away with him. What do you guys do?
How close are we to Daedalus and the bat?
I'd say you're close enough.
Close enough. To take a swing at the leg or arm that grabbed
Sure.
Daedalus?
Sure. It's essentially using its leg. Their legs end with almost like these prehensile feet that they use to grab the ceilings of the caves as they hang. And they're almost like hands, their feet.
Yeah.
So one of their feet actually kind of grabs Daedalus by his forearm and is attempting to abscond with him back to its feeding grounds.
And only one grabbed him, right?
Only one.
Okay. So I will take a swing at the leg. Modified 20.
Modified 20, that is a hit. It releases Daedalus Hartwell. Daedalus Hartwell, you lose one item.
I tried. At least I saved you.
That's what I said to Barag.
Well,
So I lose one item.
You lose one item.
I'm going to give up one line talent.
Okay.
Just one. So
I'm
now I
still
have 5
naked.
left.
I will say you have to give them all up.
All of them up?
Yeah.
Nope. And yeah, goodbye to the line talent.
Okay. So the lion talons end up flying out of your pack. But Barag manages to rescue you as you draw blood. This thing, they're very frail, these giant bats. They're big, but they are very frail. And as soon as you hit it with the sword, you draw blood, it completely lets go. It sees Daedalus as very dangerous prey and would rather not risk further injury, so it drops Daedalus and you guys make it through the swarm of giant bats.
I say thank you to Barag.
No, of course. I mean, y'all saved my ass, so I had to return the favor.
You guys have 2 more days left.
Ugh.
However, as you guys continuously travel through the jungle, the dangers are more and more infrequent. They're becoming few and far between, which provides a small measure of relief to you guys. Barag is kind of marching down the jungle with this Yeti skin jacket and these white undies and 2 swords.
Because, why not?
Yeah, why not? Rocky is rolling along with you guys. And you continue to travel slowly through that choking jungle. Although the sun hangs high in the air, the thick jungle canopy blocks most of the sunlight. However, it almost gives you like a claustrophobic feel, like a blanket that's wrapped too tight around your head. But you guys are now approaching just within a handful of miles of your goal. So the thick jungle is becoming far more sporadic now, becoming more like large clusters of trees rather than a proper jungle. The sunlight's warmth caresses your skin. Perhaps it's a germination of a glimmer of hope, or maybe you just sense the tide is finally turning for you guys. But none of you can't help but smile, even if just a little, and even despite yourselves. Then you smell it. before you see it. It's a very clean smell as compared to that fetid jungle. The sound of kind of crunching pebbles beneath your boots and the whistle of the wind blowing through the sawgrass that is common in coastal lands helps the group keep in step, almost like a natural cadence. And as you breach a small hilltop, the large blue waters of the shining sea are there to greet you. Your hearts begin to pump and pump, and the adrenaline fires through your body, and it's all you can do to not sprint forward. You get closer to the spot indicated on the map, and alarmingly and without warning, a white, glowing, dense fog quickly billows at an unnatural pace and completely envelops Valor's Ransom. So much so that you guys lose sight of each other, completely shrouded in this glowing white miasma. And as you begin to whisper to each other, Terra, Daedalus, Kohl, Barag, shrinking head. Then suddenly, a thundering foghorn pierces the air. There was no lighthouse. There was no dock. There was no pier. There was no building. No shack or shed. And again, this foghorn. What would you like to do?
We all heard that, yes? Yes?
Yes.
Well, you guys don't see each other.
Oh.
Because of the...
You are in... You can't see not 2 inches in front of you.
Can we... we
can...
hear each
You can hear each other. It doesn't affect sound, but you are completely blind to anything.
Dang it. I'll be able to use the light on that one.
Even with the dark vision?
It's almost like looking at a light source using night vision goggles. It just almost blinds you.
Okay.
I'm going to try and pull out my Frostbrand dagger to see if it kind of helps light the fog.
It just reflects the light back in your face.
Oh, well, this is not good.
So
not
I need everybody
good at
to
all.
make a nature check. No, make an intelligence check.
Can I use Divine Sense to see if I can detect any such forces in the area?
Okay. Let's take a look here. Divine Sense. Look at you. No paladin up in this bitch.
I am one with the Paladin.
Yeah.
Or at least trying to be one with the Paladin.
With varying degrees of success.
Yeah.
So what are we using?
Divine Sense, so it's...
Divine Sense? Okay.
Yeah, so presence of strong evil registers on my senses like the noxious odor, and powerful good rings like heavenly music in my ears. As an action, I can open my awareness to detect such forces until the end of my next turn. I know the location of a celestial, fiend, or undead with 60 feet of me that's not behind total cover. I know the type and any being whose presence I sense, but not its identity. I also do detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hollow spell. And I can use this a number of times, equal to 1 plus my charisma modifier.
Sure. Okay. So you use your action. Do you need to make a roll on that?
No,
You just use it.
Yeah, I just use an action,
Okay.
and I get to that ability.
Yes, you do detect supernatural evil. It almost makes you want to vomit. As soon as you open up your senses to it.
So I kind of just like whisper to whoever's close to me since I can't see anybody.
It's close too.
Oh shit! How close do I know? What? Oh yeah, I know it's within 60 feet of me.
Yeah.
So I kind of just whisper, Terra, Kohl, Daedalus, are you there?
Do I hear him?
Yeah. You guys can hear each other. You can't see each other.
Okay.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think I want to vomit. And second, there's some creepy ass supernatural shit out there, and it's close.
And you know this why? Or
Make
how?
so everybody, I need everybody to make a nature check.
Yeah, sorry.
No worries.
17.
Wisdom, right?
Nature is intelligence.
Oh, I need that. 15.
15. Daedalus?
Oh my god.
A freaking 2.
I got like 10.
10? Okay. So, you hear talking, but not you two, but Kohl and Daedalus are kind of, as everybody's talking to each other, it seems like they're moving further away from you.
As their voices are getting further away
Right.
from Terra and I. Crap. So I just say, hey, Daedalus, Cole, where are you going? I can't hear you.
I'm gonna try and cast Dispel Magic on the fog.
Sure.
So for any 3rd level or lower spell, it just ends.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's 4th level or higher, the DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
Okay. So 15, right? Would be your DC. Because you're casting it at 5th level?
Well, I think if it's for the spell that I'm aiming at, I think is what it means. For each spell of 4th level or higher,
Right.
So I'm just casting at the fog and see if I can. 17.
Yeah. So you hear off in the distance the Daedalus' voice, some closer, some further away. You move your hands in the way that you've practiced many, many times. You see this light shine down, just cascading down on you, and then this explosion of magic energy, and this fog just completely dispels and disappears. And you see Barag about 100 feet away, Terra about 75 feet away. You see Kohl standing right next to Daedalus. Didn't know he was there. Alright. But you see Daedalus, the source of this spell, just dispel this fog with almost an explosion of magical energy.
Oh, at least you can see now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what do we see other than each other?
So you do see like the stone edifice that is marked on the map.
So,
Essentially, X marks the spot. It's pretty much in front of Daedalus and Kohl.
so I'm gonna actually go, make my way towards them.
Okay.
And do I see what oh, well, I probably don't see it, but what I sensed, do I have...
You don't see it,
I don't see it.
but you sense it's still here.
And what's the type?
It's a construct.
A construct. Okay. So I kind of...
It's an undead construct.
Okay. So I kind of... Are we all together now, or are they still...
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're all together now.
So I kind of just tell them, what was I talking about before I sensed it? It's some kind of undead construct, except for, well, obviously we can't see it. I don't know where it is. But I know it's within at least 60 feet of us.
And you know you're pretty close on the map. You should be here.
Yeah.
And you just see a stone, kind of like a stone hill, the face, and then just like on the other side of the hill is the ocean.
I don't think that hill might not be a hill.
It's like a cliff, a very sheer cliff.
So I'm actually gonna take out the hexagon key and try to see like where on the face it would fit.
Make an intelligence check.
20.
20. So you take out the key and you kind of go to the stone wall, and as you get closer, you kind of feel almost like a vibration from this hexagon key in your hand. And it's almost like it's telling you warmer, warmer, as it more intensely vibrates until a shape on the actual stone is the exact same shape as the key in your hand, and you just put it into the keyhole and you turn it, and then a stone slat raises up, and it is freezing. It is cold air. The temperature drops about 30 degrees. Most of you have been in intense cold. You know that this is not that. The hairs on the back of your neck just stand on end. You get chills to your bone, but it is not from the temperature specifically. There's something else going on. Mm-hmm. But you also hear the water. You hear the ocean. You see, it's not a dark, dank cave. It's pretty well lit. And you could see, with the exception of a few stone formations, you can see the ocean. It's almost like an alcove. Mm. As a matter of fact, let me show it to you. Hey. Yeah. Thank you for the single solitary yay shot. I worked so hard. Appreciates it.
I'm waiting for the reveal.
You take an inspiration.
It took me a second to realize that's what you were talking about.
Oh, geez. That's beautiful.
So, let me go ahead.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So, you guys are approaching from here.
Okay.
This is the entrance of this alcove.
Okay.
I love it.
Wow, that looks really good.
Give me this.
I wish this guy was naked. Well, almost naked.
That sounded so wrong.
Well, somebody, my character, I apologize.
And have no frame of reference of I wish this guy was naked.
Well,
and I don't judge.
skivvies.
I don't judge. I'm all for it. But you know,
Just
it's a thing.
A little awkward.
It's a thing.
I wish he was in his skivvies.
Okay, that does
Freaking
not make
Barag.
it sound better. It still sounds a little funky.
Well,
all right. So
On that note,
that's what you see.
that is freaking dope. By the way, we're looking at a freaking awesome handmade. I can't even explain it. You're gonna have to wait for Instagram pictures, people.
All right. So you do see this very large stone cave, and this opening right here is all ocean. This is all water,
Okay.
and you can hear the lap of the ocean against the stone, and still you feel that chill, that cold coming from this alcove.
I'm going to look at Daedalus and ask him, do you still have Talvis's white and red hat? Please say you do.
Oh, I did grab everything of his, so.
And you had that in your possession, correct?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And I just put my hand out and it's like, fork it over.
I pass it his direction.
And I take it and I put it on my head and I hang the little red tassel thing with the ball hanging from it. I'm like, whatever the heck that is for. And I droop it to the right.
There you go. You've got a Yeti skin coat, a Santa hat, 2 swords, and you're ready to rock and roll.
Let's do this.
Whatever's in here, you're just gonna scare it away.
So what do you guys do?
I'm gonna actually check for traps as that door goes down towards that front entrance.
Make a construction check.
27.
27. You don't see any traps at all here.
So I'm gonna point to the rest of the group. We're in the clear for now.
I will tell you what you do see. You see remnants of shipwrecks all throughout the cave, kind of strewn throughout. You see, every once in a while, you'll see a little bit of rotten rope, a few links of chain, a bit of old mast, ship mast that has been rotted. You see a rusted cannonball. Just see little bits of evidence of a ship somewhere in this cave.
Interesting. Question: has it been a full turn since I casted Divine Smite?
It has.
I am going to use my action to cast it again. Wait, yeah, I can believe. Let me just make sure that I have enough.
Up to your charisma modifier?
Yeah, so I have 3 of those, so I still have 2 uses left. So I will cast it again. It's up to 60 feet, of course. So 2 cents, whatever is
it's
red.
hard to know exactly where. You know it's somewhere here, but you don't know where.
And do I sense more than one thing, and what are they?
You sense more than one thing. You sense spirits.
Okay.
You sense an undead construct, and that's all you sense.
That's all I sense. An undead construct and spirits. So I kind of just tell the group, yeah, I think this is going to be a good time, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm sensing.
It's unusual because you see Barag stop for a second as Terra gives you guys the all clear to proceed. You see Barag kind of stop, and he clutches the ring around his neck, and you see him almost for a second go to somewhere else. His eyes kind of become completely vacant, almost like he is here, but he is not here. And then a second later, he's back and he says, "Okay, guys, there's specters here," and he gives you the pretty much the rundown of what's here.
So, hope you got your fighting faces on, boys and girl.
Lady. And I kind of dust myself.
I was also, sure,
And then
lady.
behind her, I'm just like,
The quote symbol.
Nice.
Ooh.
Just make sure she doesn't see it.
Ooh, yeah.
Do I see it?
Make a perception roll.
Hold on. I'm gonna use the high dice. Hey, it's a good one. 16?
16? Yeah, you saw it. You saw it through the corner of your eye. You see Daedalus with the quote symbol as you say lady.
And so I'm gonna just turn to Daedalus and have one hand on the dagger and just pat it and smile.
And it's like,
Just shrugging your shoulders? Alright.
Hi, well, how about we quit the bickering, I guess, so to speak, and let's get a move on.
I'm telling you, that needs
That's
to be a drinking
what
game.
what that was. Oh,
Yeah.
That's what
I
it
remember
was.
it now.
So to speak.
Yes, so to speak. Great.
So to speak, so to speak, so to speak, so to speak.
Oh,
The
no.
drinking game.
Yes.
So,
For all our fans.
all 3 of you. Alright.
So, at this point, I'm gonna actually take movement into the. It's like an alcove.
You're not in combat.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna move towards the little rock. There's a little rock formation on my left, viewers, listeners. So, and I'm gonna take movement towards that rock,
Okay.
kind
I'm
of
gonna
just to the
follow.
left of it.
Okay. So you see bones scattered throughout the bottom of the cave. You see a couple of rotted barrels. Again, you just see debris that is probably from ships long past. Terra, make an intelligence check. With advantage. Oh, okay. What'd you roll?
With my intelligence?
Yeah. What'd you roll?
22
22. All right.
for the first one.
Okay, no. You know from your years on the high seas, sometimes you guys had to do things that were questionable, maybe bend and sometimes overtly break the law. This alcove as it stands, is the perfect place for a pirate crew to load and offload items from the ship. In fact, there's a rock formation that kind of almost overhangs over the other side of the cave and goes back into the ocean. So it's almost like, think of it almost like a driveway with the overhang that completely envelops the ship. So this ship would be completely hidden from the ocean, but this cave, from what you guess, would be a perfect hideout for a crew.
So I kind of motion for Kohl and Daedalus to follow or to come to where we're at, so I can explain to everyone kind of like what the gist of probably what this cave was either used for or currently used for.
Sure.
And so that's what I do. I explain to them what the cave was probably used for, which is basically to hide the ship in plain sight.
Essentially, yeah.
Fancy.
Oh, that's cool.
Dudes on the loot.
This would make a cool place to live. If it weren't so cold.
Not to mention spirits and undead constructs. Yeah, totally a cool place to live.
Annoying roommates.
Not you guys, though.
I don't want to get haunted for life, you know.
I mean the spirits.
Oh yeah, let's just piss off the spirits, right?
Yeah.
Just say they're annoying. Awesome.
Might as well
Great
just
job.
roll initiative with that answer.
So I have a
Jesus.
question. Are those barrels for show or?
No, they're there.
Dibs, back off.
So as he says dibs, back off, I kind of like hold my hand up. Why don't we not open those?
How about you open them, Miss Trap Lady?
Yeah. Can you check them?
Yeah.
Why don't we search the rest of this cave first before we just start opening shit?
Well, I think that's a horrible idea.
Of course you think it's a horrible idea.
What?
So, I'm gonna actually check for traps either around the barrel or the barrel itself.
Sure, make an intelligence check.
Come on, Trap Lady, you can do it. Miss Lady.
22.
Absolutely, it was trapped. There's a little bit of flint. 2 flint stones. Not Flintstones as in the cartoon, but stones made of flint. That when the lid would actually be pried off the barrel, the stones would knock on each other. And as you kind of take the stone out to kind of disengage this trap, what do you do?
I turned to Barag. Open the barrel, he said.
And I never said open the barrel. I just said I got dibs.
Yeah, dibs to probably a big kaboof. And I make
Yeah.
a motion with my hands as a big, like, boom.
So?
So don't touch anything.
So you disarmed it. Let me open it.
Fine, you can open it.
Alright, I open it.
From bottom to the top, gunpowder.
Well, hey Kohl! Gunpowder! And I think it's dry, I don't know.
It's dry.
Yeah. Have at thee.
These barrels are specially treated to be waterproof, just for gunpowders.
Are these barrels?
And both of them are filled to the top.
Are they the size of the?
They're 55-gallon barrels. Like 2 of them.
Kohl's like, yes!
Hey, yeah. Transport might be an issue, but we all pretty strong in this group, right?
Somebody call Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky!
I put over the Barag. Well, he is.
So I just kind of stand over the barrels and just run my fingers through a little bit of the gunpowder, try to discern the quality and
It's crude gunpowder. However, you feel that you can kind of refine it.
Okay.
For you, the work is like 3/4 of the way done.
Okay.
You kind of hit a gold mine.
Yes.
Because you never see this much powder in one place in your life.
So Kohl's just thinking very seriously, and he's going to leave the barrels where they are for the time being. Well, I need to figure out a way to get these out of here, but let's see what's going on in the rest of this place.
In your mind, you're tabulating how many bullets can be made with
Exactly.
with 255, essentially 110 gallons of powder.
He went from being very, very happy to like very stern and like, how is this actually going to work?
Right.
So that's what he's pondering at the moment.
Right. And those barrels were rigged to blow. The explosion that would have happened would have been immense. It probably would have collapsed the whole cave.
So good thing that did not happen.
Yeah.
How big is my jug? Again.
Your alchemy jug?
Yes.
Hold on.
I need to know the sizing on that. Also, as I'm just gonna look at Kohl and be like, I may have a way to maybe transport it, but also in case, not in case, I already know, we're probably gonna get into some action while we're here, so maybe we just might have to sacrifice one of those barrels. Just one.
That kind of hits you right in the heart when he says that.
I put my hand on Brog's shoulder and kind of pull him in really close and say, how about you and I make sure that doesn't happen?
I will do my best, but honestly, think about it. That's a lot of gunpowder. I don't think we're gonna be able to roll 2 of those bad boys out of here.
Well,
Just saying, it's only 110 freaking gallons of freaking gunpowder that we're gonna try to roll out with us.
and Kohl just grins really wide and says, yes it is.
Alright, just in case we...
This is very rare stuff. So it can...
You get the idea that... Barag hasn't really dealt with this particular alchemic substance. He's probably not familiar with it, and he probably doesn't know the value of it.
It's very rare, and if we can find a safe place to store it, I will be able to craft ammunition for a long time.
1 gallon, your alchemy jug.
Which can
1 gallon. Cool. Thank
only
you.
help all of us. So.
Alright.
It could also, if we get my old shit back,
Cannons. You're saying cannon?
and I kind of smile. Lots of explodey cannons.
Fun. I like. Yeah, well, we might be able to find something on that direction. And I kind of just point towards the opening and where the water is.
We find a boat, we find a dinghy, we might be able to get this stuff out of here.
Just maybe, but how about we find out what else is in this cave?
Yeah, there might be something of value.
And I'm gonna actually
Aside from
climb
the gunpowder.
the rock that the
Aside from the gunpowder.
Of value.
Oh, ouch!
Kohl just turns around and walks out.
I give up. I'm done.
You needed my gunpowder behind.
Make an athletics check.
Cool. Yeah. 22.
22. Easily enough. You are able to find plenty of handholds in this old barnacle encrusted stone, and you're able to get a good grip. And you're able to scale the stone. You're probably about a good 20 feet up at the tip.
Am I gonna be able to stay?
So what are you looking for specifically?
I'm actually going to look. I want to look towards the 2 piles that are on the board.
Sure.
And this rock formation right here. I just kind of want to look at it, see if I can discern what they are.
There's a lot of light coming through this alcove, light being reflected off of the ocean. It's very well lit. Still very cold, but very well lit. Easily enough, all of you guys kind of see scattered remnants of a ship, but you also see a couple of piles of bones here and there strewn about, remains that have long decomposed. I mean, some of them don't even have, a couple of them don't even have clothes anymore. It's just been kind of eaten away by time. and the stony rock formation just appears to be what it looks like, a stony rock formation.
Well, guys, as you
He's so cautious and suspicious of everything.
well, guys, as you can probably see,
Rock, you are my enemy.
undead construct, I think you may be. And I just kind of look at everybody. As you can probably see, even though I had to climb this super awesome rock to see it all, I had to do that.
Sure.
There's a couple odd-looking rock formations, I think, and as earlier, I sensed something strange. That
So I'm
didn't
actually
really
going to start, as he's talking about, I'm going to start like walking around the barrels and heading towards.
Just seem like rock formations.
Barag, I think you're paranoid.
Yeah, well, you're not the one wearing no armor, so.
Oh, so it's a safety blanket issue for you.
Yeah, well, are you in your underwear?
Not my problem.
Didn't think so. Actually, it probably is your problem because, well.
So as he's rambling.
Hashtag no armor. Hashtag not my problem.
Hashtag you're squishy.
She's a halfling, so.
Hey, Barag. Now you're walking a mile in Terra shoes.
Right? So I'm actually gonna like yell out to the rest of the group. What are you guys standing behind the large rock for?
I'm on the large rock, you idiot.
Then jump down.
No, I'd rather not break my legs.
Alright.
So I climb down the safe way,
Sure.
and actually I make my way over to these two formation/piles.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the pile of bones.
Okay. Make
an
investigation roll.
Yeah, you read my mind. Of course. 19 investigation. So 17.
17.
Yeah.
They seem like dusty old bones.
Nothing in it. Just bones.
Just bones.
Fun. And I guess I've got to go and check his body.
Okay.
That's over here.
I'll go to where Barag's at also.
Okay. And what about Daedalus and Kohl?
I would like to look around, just the remnants of this is pieces of ship and things like that. I'd like to look for anything. Having seen the gunpowder, I'd like to look for anything else that may relate to either firearms or explosives or anything that a tinkerer or engineer may make use of.
Okay. Make an investigation roll.
Just one. I don't like that. You know what? I'm going to take a chance and turn it into inspiration.
Okay. From bad to worse. From bad to worse. The only thing that you see, as far as evidence of any sort of firearms, explosives, besides the barrel, is kind of this rusted cannonball. As you're kind of looking at the cannonball itself, you can see deep grooves in the cannonball, which kind of indicates to you that this cannonball was probably recycled. It was probably used more than one time.
Okay.
So that indicates it was either used for target practice on land, where they would shoot at a target. They would go ahead and, I lost the word, retrieve. They would go ahead and retrieve the cannonball and fire it again. Or it was fired at a ship. That ship saw it and fired it back, which is a very common occurrence on ships. That's something that Terra would know. So you do see that it's been fired a few times.
Okay. So I just go ahead and move over to where Barag and Terra are.
Okay. So yeah, they're just looking at a pile of old bones.
Well,
Can I tell if there is any like remnants of like maybe an indication of Balderon's symbol, like maybe like a pirate symbol of sorts?
Make an investigation. Okay.
15.
15. Most of what this particular skeleton was wearing has been eaten away, or just has rotted over time. So you're just really looking at a skeleton. You do see some really bad dental work, and a couple of gold teeth in the front. Usually, that's particularly popular with pirates and privateers. So just looking at the bones, you can kind of tell, yeah, this was a man of the sea, but you're not able to tell, what specific crew that this sailor belonged to.
Well, we're definitely in sailor territory, men, if you can't really tell, but I'm assuming this one was a sailor. From what crew, I have no idea.
I make my way around. Is this another set of bones?
Yeah, I believe Barag just...
Oh, he looked at those?
He's already looked at those.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Here. Let's say we check out the other end of this thing.
You guys are so paranoid, I love it.
And
so fucking paranoid.
Alright, I guess I'll go with you.
Checking out this rock.
Do I see this set of bones?
You do, from a distance, yeah.
Okay, I'll make my way over there.
I'll follow also.
I'm gonna follow.
I'm gonna follow, but not get really close. I'm gonna stay back.
No.
And I just try to do...
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Hey, if danger arises, I can still hit it. So.
Daedalus just wants to loot our bodies and leave.
He's gonna be the last man standing out
He's
of this
like
motherfucker.
he's like counting
He's gonna
how many feet away is the exit to this place.
Yeah.
Like
He's gonna outlive all of you guys by hook or crook. Alright, so you walk up, and again, much like the other remains, just old dusty bones.
And these things behind us, they just look like some sort of outcropping of stone.
Yeah, rock formation. But as you guys are kind of looking at that pile of bones, and you turn around, you look at the rock formation. You see, this is all water, and it just kind of catches your peripherals. You see a large fin just kind of pop out of the water, just kind of cruising, and then just kind of sinks back in. It breaks the calm surface of the water, which is a little bit of it's a little alarming. Then, suddenly and violently, almost faster than your minds can process, a large, rusty anchor attached to a thick, heavy chain breaks the surface of the calm water, crashes onto the barnacle-encrusted, stony surface of the cave, digging the still sharpened spade at the end of the anchor deep into the stone and pulling the chain taut. A second later, a bronze bell, swinging from side to side, breaks the surface of the water, slowly rising, and still more emerges from the deep. Old, cracked planks of wood, twisted, warped iron, and tattered sails, all of this wreckage just coming up from the bottom of the ocean. Sharp barrel hooks and ship cannons break the surface. Clumps of seaweed and barnacles, starfish, crabs, pulling all of this wreckage taut, creating a twisted facsimile of a human 20 foot tall, half as wide, an anchor for a hand, a cannon for another, a beautifully carved mermaid for one leg, barrels and wreckage for the other leg. Then finally the head emerges, wood held together by bronze barrel rings, almost making a twisted visage of a face in agony. Behind the lowered head of the ghastly construct sits a body, ancient, completely skeletonized. His garb is that of a captain. This ship's captain. Slimy black eels wriggle out of its eye sockets. An old rusty pirate cutlass in hand, the skeleton screams, "You must prove yourselves worthy to be captain of the watchful eye, Terra High Hill. For here she lay waiting for a captain, once more to set her to sail. However, to lose her High Hill is to lose your life, and serve unto this crew eternal for all of time." Roll for initiative. Let me get it.
Oh yes! Oh, I'm so excited. Sorry.
Hold on, he made this thing?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm an inspiration there,
Oh, you
actually.
son of a gun.
Oh yes!
Wow.
That
Breaches the surface.
I'm a very happy halfling right now.
that's a treasure chest.
That's a treasure.
Yes, I see a treasure chest.
He says.
That is really
That's
cool.
freaking dope. Like,
How the heck?
Oh my goodness.